Good afternoon, everybody. We're gonna discuss today because it's become quite a discussion piece about the variety of tools on the farm. And what we mean by tools are tools that use projectiles. Now we're going to be the politically correct thing, okay? Or as close as we can get. These are projectiles. Now I'm going to include actual photos of the different rounds and insert them as needed. But we're going to discuss which projectiles are best for which applications as it pertains to life on a farm, or in particular on our farm. Now, the first one, and we're gonna start at the low end of the spectrum and go up, and the first one is a pellet gun. Now, we all get these as kids, and what do you think about them?
For something that is more varmint control and extremely close range, it is practical, but again, it's got to be a small animal, and you have to be well within your range, unless you're going to spend $3,000 or $4,000 on the compressed air pellet rifles that are available, and people use them and they go hunt iguanas and all kinds of stuff, but that's not really practical for a farm.
Now, small game, we're talking about squirrel,
rabbit, something
very small.
In that range, that size range.
Okay. Now that the pellet gun is out of the way and the kitty gun is out of the way, we're going to talk about handgun. Now, it's my personal preference, and I like a good dual purpose. And what I mean by dual purpose, it shoots multiple rounds. It'll shoot a shotgun shell. It'll shoot a rifle shell. 410, which is going to be good for snakes, squirrels, rabbits, that kind of type of stuff. And this bad boy is 45 long Colt. It's going to take care of anything that moves if it's within range, up to a dog, coyote, something like that, or the small hog. So, and that's in my opinion. What's your opinion?
Great choice for short range use. Realistically, 410, if you have buckshot in it, could theoretically be used for deer. So if you're having to decide based on weight or ability to carry or something like that, anytime you have a tool that gives you more than one option, it's always a good way to go.
All right, this is your favorite.
My favorite, the 12 gauge. You can take the 12 gauge and you can use this for anything in the world depending on pellet size, down to squirrels, up to deer, home defense, personal defense, varmint control, you name it. And with the appropriate pellets, this will do it. Waterfowl, get the toxic-free shot, steel, tungsten, something along those lines, ducks, goose, you name it, it'll drop it.
And what's the most popular gun that shoots that?
My personal preference is a Remington 870 Express. It's one of those that you can say is perfect for nothing, but excellent for darn near everything.
Now, a hunting rifle. We did not meet mines with hunting rifles, and that's because I have to have a short stock. So my preference on hunting rifle is again a dual purpose hunting rifle, and it's once again gonna shoot the 410 and the 45 long Colt. It's called a Rossi Circuit Judge, and it's good. I mean, it shoots accurate. The 45 long Colt will shoot further in a more accurate pattern. And same thing with the 410. But that's a reason that I like it, is because I can shoot it. I guess it would be considered a child's gun because it is got a short stock, but therein I got a short arm and I'm a fan of the dual purpose. Now for you, yours.
Okay.
You picked that one.
For me, overall, if we're going to talk big game type stuff, one of my favorites is going to be the 30-06. Deer to elk size, potentially pronghorn. You could use this for wild boar. You could use it for bear, depending on range and size. It is just a really good all-around rifle cartridge. Now, everybody has their favorites. People are going to say, don't use that, use something else. And that's perfectly legitimate. Just depends on what you like and where you live and what type of hunting you do.
Yeah.
So along with those lines, 30-06 bolt action, can't go wrong.
All right. Now, everybody's gotten onto the whole skid about hog hunting, and hogs are a problem. My favorite is gonna be, and I know not everybody can buy one of these, okay? When I bought it, hog hunting was not on my scope, but it is now. And that's a 50 cal Desert Eagle. Now, the 50 cal will stop a truck. So, hog hunting, I'm not going to take no chances. 50 cal will stop and split his skull. So that's my favorite with hog hunting. Your favorite?
My favorite is going to be a AR-10 platform chambered in a 308. This round will reach out and touch and drop basically anything on four legs. I mean, I wouldn't take it for a moose or something like that, but anything, practical that you're going to go out and try and set up and hunt with, this is an exceptional round. The 50 cal that Lee was showing you, this is what I would consider my backup gun if I'm going to be walking through a lot of brush. So I'm going to have real short range, and all of a sudden Mr. Piggy's going to jump out at me, and after I clean my pants, take this out and use this to drop him close range. A lot of knockdown power, but if I'm going to be able to see him 50 yards, 75 yards, 150 yards out, I'm going to go 308.
Okay.
And the reason I say the AR-10 platform is semi-automatic, magazine fed, You get multiple rounds off quickly so that if there's an entire sounder that breaks out, you've got a possibility of dropping more than one animal in that encounter.
Now, those are the most common and the most practical guns, or I would say calibers of ammo that you would consider having on a farm. That's the from the small to the most extreme. Now we've got some honorable mentions here. We've always got an honorable mention and then a favorite, but his honorable mention is a 30-30. You want to tell him why?
The 30-30 is a wonderful all-around short to medium range caliber. And the reason that this is my honorable mention is I grew up, spent a lot of time in the southeast, and I live in Tennessee now. And where I hunt, ranges, shots are less than 100 yards for me, maybe 100 and a quarter, potentially less than 50 yards. So a big high-powered rifle, the 30-06 or something like that, is going to be overkill, and things like the 308, the 223, 243, things like that, they are really fast screaming rounds which are easily deflected in flight by limbs and twigs and big patches of vegetation, whereas this 30-30 is more blunt, travels a little slower, it'll punch through that kind of stuff. I used to say when we were in the Air Force and we were talking airplanes, anything with a sharp pointy nose goes really, really fast, and anything with a big round flabby nose doesn't go as fast, but it's really hard to knock down.
All right, and my favorite for the honorable mention is a Rossi interchangeable barrel hunting gun. And I'm going to be the same way about the interchangeable things. A Rossi interchangeable barrel is literally that. You can switch barrels and switch rounds that you can shoot out of it. They don't normally come bought with each barrel that you could shoot out of them. You can buy the different barrels, but you can shoot a 22, a 410, 243, and a 223. Now that's 4 different rounds. You can go itty bitty with 22 for somebody that is just a fan of 22s, for a plinker out of a rifle. You can go 410, and I've got 2 other guns that shoot 410, so I'm a fan of that. You can go a 243. Now that's a big old stinking round. Or you can go a 223. Now 22, you're going to be shooting squirrels again. If you just want to take your kid out and go squirrel hunting. 410, same thing. Squirrel and rabbit, whatever the case may be. 243, you can shoot deer with it. And it's got a small stock, so you could use this for a kid's deer rifle. And the 223, it'll travel a bit faster. It'll shoot deer and the varmint. When varmint, I mean coyote and bobcat. This will do it too, but this will travel faster.
Now, with the varmints, one of the things that you have to wonder when you look at these 2 rounds is simply, what's the reason for the hunt? Is it to dispatch animals, or is it to gather fur? Okay, if you're looking for something to get fur with, the smaller the bullet, the less damage to the pelt,
Mm-hmm.
the more that fur is going to be worth, the more things you can do with it. But you have to trade off shot placement for something with a little bit larger projectile that gives you a greater margin for error. And I just got to say, she laughs about this right here, the little 22. But I will tell you this, more meat has been put on a table with a 22 than probably any other round ever put on the market.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, we're talking squirrels and rabbits mainly, potentially deer if it's legal in your area. But this right here requires really close, perfect shot placement for that type of thing. But if you only gave me one round that I had to go live off of, that'd be it.
Alrighty, so well, we're gonna wrap this up, and I hope we answered some questions. I know there's gonna be a ton of people that says, well, why don't you use this round or use that round? Well, it costs money to buy the guns to shoot those rounds, and frankly, we've bought the best and the most favorite guns, and the only one that is a wag around here that we didn't really have to buy is the 50 cal. 45 long will do just about the same work that the 50 will, except stop a truck. That'll shoot through engine block.
Most of the rounds that we picked and the type of the type of calibers that we have chosen are things you can go to almost any store
Mm-hmm.
that sells ammunition, and you've got a great chance of finding these rounds on the shelf. If you get the more exotic things, or you know the round that is absolutely perfect for game X, there's a possibility that you know it's difficult to find or they're extremely expensive.
Yeah. So, with that being said, like, subscribe, share, and comment. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think about this. And we will see you in the next video.